Well, and a story all new tonight at 6 as we look toward 2024. Many of us take time to look back at this past year, including Governor Mike DeWine. I sat down with the governor talking some of the big legislation and some of the tragedies that marked this year. What was your biggest accomplishment of 2023?
You know, I think if you look to the future, the most important thing that happened in 2023 is we were able to get past a real focus on reading and literacy. This is something that my wife Fran has worked on, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. 60% of the kids 0 to 5 now are getting a free book every single month. We now have the ability to control the State Department of Education. We are rolling out the science of reading. It will make a huge, huge difference.
Governor Mike DeWine reflecting on the year, one that had its highlights in his mind, but also one that was no stranger to tragedy. You created that school bus working group following the crash in Springfield, and then months later we had another just horrific accident just outside of Newark. Are you hopeful that that working group is going to present anything, one, meaningful, and two, that will bring any sort of change to protect our kids on transportation?
You know, that's a good working group. One of the people in the working group is an active bus driver right now. We have other experts on there. So we anticipate in the next few weeks they're going to make the recommendations, and then we're going to do everything that we can to implement those. Putting your child on a school bus is the safest way you can get that child to school. That's a reality. But you know, the tragedy that we saw in Springfield, when one child was killed and thrown from the bus. Look, we want to do everything that we can to make sure that does not happen to another child and to another family.
And then there was the disaster that turned the nation's eyes towards eastern Ohio.
Well, Fran and I have been to East Palestine a lot. We were there just a couple weeks ago. Visited the school, visited the site, saw kind of the end of the cleanup. So things are moving in East Palestine. We're going to continue, though, to monitor the air, monitor the water, make sure that this is a good place for people to live. But East Palestine, if you talk to the mayor, if you talk to other people, they're looking forward.
And we're just days away from a brand new year. What are you looking for in 24?
Look, we're going to continue that focus on kids. We're going to continue to focus on the whole behavioral health, mental health. Again, my goal is big, and that is to live up to the pledge that was made by John Kennedy exactly 60 years ago. The last bill he signed, the Community Mental Health Act, where he said we're going to put in every community access to good mental health. And that's my goal for the state of Ohio, and we're going to continue to really make progress in that area next year.